Welcome. A update to the Pub Like series. I attempted to record Champions online content earlier today, and unfortunately, their interface does not work with Streamlabs. So Pug Life has now been limited to DC Universe Online and the World of Warcraft. But today we're not going to do a pickup group. We're going to tour the Freedom Seekers League Hall. Um, that is something that neither the World of Warcraft or Champions Online have. This is something where you can either do a one man league or you can get a bunch of friends together and you can put a base um, either someplace on the moon, or I've heard rumor of there also being one that you can do underwater. I have not confirmed that. Let me back up a little bit. This is a teleporter that you can buy from the store. You can buy in game and teleport destinations or destinations drop while doing content, or you can buy them from the auction house. Once you buy one, you can all of your alts can have their own teleporter. All right. Now, that being said, bases and league halls. You can also access a league hall by going to the Watchtower. There is a league hall teleporter in the meta, the magic, and the tech wings. For today's example, I'm just going to use my in base teleporter. So these are, he is a friend in DC Universe Online, and he's given me access to his bases. Everybody else, however, these are just the bases for my alts. And yes, there are a lot of them. But this is Moonbase Alpha. This is a nod to the 1960 show Space 1999, where they had a Moonbase Alpha. So if we hit select, we will see a cut screen, and then we'll see an extended cut screen. Or notice it says Kepler Crater. So we can choose areas of the moon where we can have our base. Moonbase Alpha, it is for the League Freedom Seekers. These teleporters will take you to the different wings of the watchtower. Oops. Sorry about that. My mouse and I had a falling out. All right. That was from Titan Content. Now, all of this is decoratable. I'm kind of going with a Spartan layout for here. Now, this here are statuaries. Let me zoom in close so that you can see this. Okay. None could withstand their massive onslaught, most damage done, most knockouts performed. Then there's Cornerstone. Most playtime, most prestige earned. Most broker purchases, most vendor purchases. Most healing done in PvP, which is not because I don't do PvP. But so you can see how they're changing from character to character. They may not have earned the knockouts, but they always made sure their enemies fled the battle. Least knockouts performed, most opponents forced to flee. Um, so you have PvP and PvE statements. And okay, I'm going to change it to most knockouts performed. Most teams rallied. I hit accept, and you see how that changed? And so each of these can be set to a different setting. Now, this here is what you use to update your appearance on the statuary as well as to add items to the league hall. Here is where, during Thanksgiving and Christmas, we bring up people from Metropolis and Gotham and let them feed and look at the view. You can see that we're in a crater and that we're looking down on Earth. I want to say each of these unlocks costs like 20,000 League XP. And you can also see that depending on what what field you choose, you get a different pulse. And I went with gold, but you can do light stone, dark stone. Um, all right, so I want you to see the statuaries, and all right, so now let's go look here. This is the League Bank. Yeah, basically I just keep the time capsules and content. This is for the anniversary event. This helps to weaken the anti-monitor, so I just keep a supply there. This damages the anti-monitor. Okay, so I showed you the League Bank, so now let's go over here. And this is just your normal, actually, yeah. This is the donation box. This is where, well, first, if you want to see all the decorations that we have in the League Hall, this gives you a like king size bed, lean Longhorn bench, Luxus rune dividers. Okay, that is the penguin bot whose job is to defend the League Hall, but sometimes he gets overzealous. Now, things that drop in content. Um, Here, if you have if you buy uniforms or you get them from the drop boxes that you can unlock, you can donate those if they're not, not your size. Or if you have decorations that you don't want for your own personal base, it tells you how much it's worth and you get a little animation. So now we have one wooden plank. Hades lever up. Don't really need it. I'll just donate it. Now, as I make the donations, you'll see that my total or the League Hall total goes up. This is what I use to unlock statuaries. You could get more tabs for your League Bank. And yeah, these items here, I'm actually going to send that to an alt. All right. Now, before we go to the other wing, and I guess also let me. Now, these are missions that the team has run, and these are all drops from content in the game. Um, and this is where we lock up bad guys. And just to torment them, we have them look at classic Superman. Now, these here, the villains are locked up. It depends on the content that you've run. So these guys will change. And you also have events where you have to defend your league hall. Again, the guard penguin is making sure everybody stays in line. And you can actually put in like beds and bathrooms for them. I haven't done that yet. And just put some statues and stuff there. So that is this, and you can also decorate the ceilings. That's on the to-do list. Oops. All right, so I showed you that side. So let us. Okay, but before we go that way, I think I'm going to go this way. Okay, this is the mail room. Just in case you don't want to go to the watchtower to check your mail. More mailboxes, a little lounge set up here. I want to put paintings along these walls. But this is the crafting area. Now, this here was actually bought from the in-game store. It was like Flash, the Cosmic Treadmill, so I had option of either putting that in my individual homes for my characters or in the league hall. So I kind of split that up. Now this medical bay was actually put together from drops. So we have your little beds to recover. Now you see this out here? We can't go in that area. It just gives the impression that the hall is much bigger, or there are areas that are off limits to us. All right, so that's that side. Now there's the central command, which I want to say is that way. Oh, yeah, I'm actually doing this by memory, but yes, you actually have a map so you can make sure you're going to the right place. This is the command center. Right now, these things don't really do much other than, you have to protect this area. There is hope that we'll have added functionality for this in a later game update. All right, now I am actually going to teleport out and show you in closing the how do you enter a league hall from the watchtower. Now I put these up specifically for this video. I will be taking them down. And for those of us that don't like to fly all the time, we have little scooters which do not move, but they just stylistically so we could ride around. And no, we're superheroes. We don't have scooter races when no one is watching. Yes, we do. All right, let's go to the tech wing. And so if you don't have a teleporter, you can go to the watchtower. Now, this here is where you would go to actually make your league hall. And if you don't want to go inside your league hall, you can also donate material here. All right, thank you so much for watching and looking forward to seeing you in the game.